September the 12th, happy team call. Thank you guys for coming on. Thank you for carving this time out of your day. Look, I know we're busy and I really try to respect that and not ask a lot of you guys. So the fact that you do at least make an effort to show up with all of your busy schedules really touches my heart. And it also lets me know that you are the ones that I should be working with, because you are the ones that are investing in your business with minutes. And there is nothing more valuable in your life than how you spend your minutes. So to me, I want to make sure that I'm giving back to you and always delivering good quality content. So if there's ever something you want to talk about on the team call, but maybe you're too nervous to bring it up as part of the question and answer, you can always just shoot me a message, and one, we can work together on your question, but also I can bring it to the team as part of the team call next time. So if you ever think of something after the team call, or you're nervous about speaking up while we're on the team call, just know that you can shoot me a private message and we can work it out on the side. One of the things I wanted to talk about is the 12 days out of the 30 of our Dirty 30 Facebook Lives. I am wowed by your guys' consistency. All of you are showing up, and I love seeing that. There are people that have been around for a little while that are doing it, and I'm seeing results. But what I would love to do is, if anybody has noticed anything, we're 12 days in, right? So almost 2 weeks. It's a good time to reflect on our effort and to think about kind of how it's going, how we can improve, what's working, what isn't, so that we can fix, manage our course through the rest of the month. How are you feeling about these 9 out of 30, 12 out of 30 for the month of September? Are there any things that you've learned along the way? Like, who's got something to share about the Dirty 30?
So cute.
Holly, okay. Holly, you're unmuted.
Myself. So I learned that because 90% of my lives are at 6:30 in the morning. And I have learned, Brand, can you turn that down for just a second? I have learned that when I do anything at night, like just even at a different time, I'm getting a whole different audience of people that maybe didn't, I mean, everybody knows what to do, but that maybe are kind of more apt to watching because I'm there in the evening and their time is more free. So I like I'm learning the idea of maybe doing like a makeup class like once a week at night, even though, I wash my face and I'm ready for bed at 7 o'clock. But to just do something like once a week at night on a regular basis instead of just like a Stitch Fix once a month or something like that. So just jumping on like on a Wednesday night or something, it's been surprising. Like I would have like way more people on my actual live, which was kind of energizing for me too, because it sucks. We all know it sucks when you have a Facebook Live and there's like 2 people there. So just doing it at a different time slot, it just gives me it forced me to just find a different audience.
I love that because it's so true. The people cycle on and off Facebook. So you might be posting the same time, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, whatever. You're only hitting the breakfast, lunch, and dinner crowd. There's an entire community of night owls, people in other countries. England is 5 hours ahead. Australia is like 12 hours ahead. So, when it's 8 o'clock here, it's 8 o'clock in the morning there. So, you're hitting people at all different times based on where they live. You guys already know I'm on the East Coast. Tina's on the West Coast. There's a big time difference between us. And then you think about all the people that are phasing in. And yes, he did it. He did the laundry and everything. He switched the laundry twice. Yes, he did. Okay, so now I lost my mojo. Thanks a lot, Michael Triplet. So, everybody's cycling in and out, and you will start to notice that you're getting new people, take advantage of that. I love that, what you were just saying. And you're right. A morning live is important and an evening live is important. And if you can spice it up, you're going to create a larger following in the end. Anybody? Yeah, yes, April.
I understand what you're saying, but I'm feeling after 12 days straight, I go live every night at 7:00 now. And now I have more people on my lives than ever because they know I'm going to be there at 7. Like, I went on at 7:00 this morning out of like a whim because I had to go to work this morning. And I had maybe 2 people, maybe. They were like nobody was expecting me. And nobody was there at all. But now people are knowing that it's like right around 7 that I'm going on. And now I'm having like a lot more views. A lot more people are jumping on. It's because like I feel like the consistency is helping me of just having that certain time. So maybe, I don't know, Holly's been quite consistent with hers for quite a long time. So
yeah, I was going to say
that's why
it might
you're
be
getting more people at night, but
right.
For me, just having one consistent time, and they know it's going to be every day at 7 or 7-ish. We'll say ish because I'm an ish kind of gal, but I feel like I'm seeing more people and more views and more shares. Definitely more shares with the links for sure. So that's just my perspective. So maybe consistency and having a set time helps too.
Yeah, that I agree 100%. So even if you are, adding in some additional things, like be same time, I don't do that. I don't have a time, but I think that there is a huge value in being there for people at a certain time, for sure. So I think that's great. Has anybody else noticed anything? Maybe more viewers or new viewers? I don't know what you guys are seeing on your end. Is it helping? Is kind of where I'm trying to get. Who's it helping? And if it's not helping you, why? Tina.
I've definitely noticed, well, a couple nights ago I had 12 people, which was almost the biggest audience I had. But I think that Holly is correct in switching out my timelines. It's always like, well, I go in and wash my face. I have my ritual every morning. I spray the rose water on my face. I go make my bed, instead of thinking in terms of, and I put on my makeup instead of coming out here and putting my makeup on during the day, which I haven't done in the morning ever. But I am noticing just the consistency. And even before, if I missed 1 or 2 days, my girlfriend's grandson's like, where's auntie, because he's used to me coming in at a certain time. But it's just the discipline for me is really what's been most notable for my business, especially right now with as many ladies as I've gotten trained anyway. So yeah, I've gotten more audience definitely, but like Holly said, switching it up is really a good idea.
Great. I'm excited. I mean, there's still a lot of days left, you guys. We've got to go all the way to the end of the month. I've already started rolling out my Halloween looks. So if you're starting to feel like you don't have anything to do, why not? Why not?
Yeah.
I mean, the Halloween stuff is out at Target and Walmart. So I'm buying in. I'm into it. So
Christmas is in.
I'm glad this is working for you guys. I want to now kind of, I want to mention the MVP, which this week is Kate Hamilton. I'm sorry she couldn't be on, but she, 1, was nominated to be the MVP, but 2, I love how hard she is pushed in spite of her adversity. So when she first started, she came out like guns a-blazing, worked her little booty off, and earned blue status. But then there was a little hiccup on her last order, and corporate flagged it because it was like, whatever, there was an issue. I don't care. It doesn't even matter. And so she didn't get the blue status, even though she earned it. A lot of people cannot take a hit like that. You would feel it and you'd be like, I'm done. I'm throwing in the towel. This business is stupid. Corporate sucks. And she didn't. She kept showing up for her business. She kept building her market. She ended up getting her pink status, requalifying pink status. She sells a lot of makeup, and she just kept on pushing even after a very big L. And that earns my respect for sure. So MVP this week is Miss Kate, and I am proud of her. So doesn't that inspire you to hear about somebody's like overcoming something hard? That is a key to your lives. Don't be afraid to talk about your mess. Don't be afraid to be vulnerable. Don't be afraid to not have it all together. We relate to the imperfection. We relate to the struggle. We relate to people being human beings and not fake book. Okay, so all right, so I wanted to talk about one more thing before we open it up for our final question and answer, and it's a concept called analysis paralysis. So a lot of times, if you are a natural overthinker, you are going to go into what is considered analysis paralysis. It is the idea that you need to learn it all before you can do anything. I need to just study more, and I need to take this workshop, and I need to listen to this training from Adriana, and then I need to go in my back office, and I need to watch the videos back there, and then I need to print off this checklist, and oh, there's a team call, and you just go into learning and student mode, and you never get into worker mode. And the way that I like to talk about that is like if you're going on a road trip. This is before GPS. So obviously now we all have some sort of GPS. But think about it like zombie apocalypse. You don't have GPS because we don't have internet or electricity. Okay? You plan it all out. You get your maps, you get your notebook, you get your pens. You're like, we're going to go 3.5 miles, then we're going to turn right. We're going to go 4.5 miles, then we're going to turn left. It's going to be around the river where we're going to make a pit stop. Oh, and look, there's this great gorge that I want to check out because I think there might be something there that I need to go look at. And you're working on this, and it's beautiful. And you're like, this is all right, this plan is starting to come together, but let me go back because there might be a quicker way on the other side. If I go around the river instead, it might, okay, so let me go back to the drawing board. Screw it, that's over. Start over. And then you repeat that cycle over and over and over again. It doesn't matter. You will not get anywhere if you don't get in your freaking car, turn it on, and start driving. Okay, this business requires action, and while it is so important for you to grow and learn and figure out your way and start to navigate things, you will never be 100% ready. You will never have it all together, and you will never feel 100% confident. So just start making moves. The moment you put one foot in front of the other, the next step is going to become clear. Then the next step is going to become clear, like climbing a ladder. Okay, I don't have to look at the top of the ladder. I just have to grab onto the next rung. I just have to grab onto the next rung. And then if you just keep making those small rungs, eventually you've climbed the ladder. All right, so pay attention for when you're worried about studying. Like obviously we can always learn and get better, but be careful when you've been in that mindset for too long. It is a detriment to your business in the long run. Okay, just start running, just start driving, just start moving. All right. So that was just kind of like the little bit of like nugget that I wanted to give the team, and then we'll circle back to the idea that the team call is a wonderful resource for you guys to get information. But if you ever want to just have a one-on-one with me, you want to talk about private shit, you want to like work through your own issues with whatever you have going on in your team, you are always welcome to give me a call. I don't want you to ever feel like you cannot, no matter what, if you're my personal or not, Everyone has access to me. And if you ever want to pick my brain, I'm happy to chat with you. I do it all the time with the ladies on the team. Okay. Now, last week I tasked you guys with coming with some sort of question and answer. And we've blown through this team call really quick. 18 minutes is all we've been on this team call. I wanted to save time for you guys to ask some questions. So who has something they would like to chat about? Holly first with a Y.
Okay, so my favorite thing to do is in-home parties or one-on-ones. I don't have a whole lot booked. I don't have a whole lot planned. So I'm reaching out and doing what everybody else does, which is like Facebook parties. I'm going to say party. Facebook parties, lash bashes, epic events. So I am starting to reach out to people and say, hey, do you want to have a Facebook event? And I've gotten a couple of people say that, and I'm like so nervous about doing them. I would much rather pack up my trunk and go to someone's house and play makeup. And I'm like overwhelmed with, do I make it a Facebook event? Do I make it a Facebook group? Do I do a messenger? Do I do a 5-day event? Do I do a 2-hour event? Do I do a Facebook Live event? Do I just make it about mascara? Like, I would much rather be in front of people with all of the makeup and do whatever they want to do. So I'm feeling like I don't know what I'm doing and I'm 2 years in.
It's like when you go to a restaurant and they have 5 pages on the menu. It becomes really overwhelming, and you're like, well, do I want a salad? There's like 8 salads, or do I want a sandwich? Oh my God, there's 12 sandwiches. Look at that burger. That looks pretty awesome.
And they have pizza.
Exactly. Then they have pizza on the menu, and then they probably have an entire entrees section, an entire seafood section, and you're like, well, like I can't choose. Like I don't play that game, right?
And there's like 85 mock groups that we're all part of, and I don't know where to start. And I finally said, okay, I'm gonna do what I would want to sit through. Okay, I want it short and sweet. Show me your shit. Oh, sorry. Show me your stuff and get to the point. So I did one last night. It was 2 hours, 6 to 8 or 8. Yeah, 6 to 8, 7 to 9. And I made posts about 4D mascara and primer and the kudos, and that's it. And it went okay. She's almost qualified. I had a couple people buy mascara. I had one person buy a kudos and one person buy a lash trio. So I'll get a couple more orders. And then, so, you know, with what came out of the party or the event, I'm just having her share a couple mascara posts over the next couple days with her link. So it's like turning it into a live link. But I just I guess I asked myself, what would I want to sit through? Like, I don't want to sit through a 5-day event. I don't want to go through a 2-week, 10-day party and watch you post the same, you know, different stuff. So I was just curious what works for everybody.
Well, I think that what works for everybody is going to be different. And I think that the biggest thing is that you just picked one. And that's kind of where I was going. Okay. My rule when I'm at a restaurant, the moment I see it's not a 1-pager, I'm like, okay, the first thing I see that I want is what I'm getting, and I'm closing the menu. Because I know that if I keep reading, I'm going to start like, oh, well, the Cuban looks great, and man, I haven't had ribs in a while, and ooh, yeah, some shrimp would be pretty awesome now.
Exactly what happened.
I'm so confused. So just take the first thing that resonates and do it, and that's the only way you're gonna know what works. Like kind of like what I was saying, analysis paralysis. Just try one. Give it a chance. You'll figure out if it works for you. And then if it doesn't, 2, 3, 4, like links in, parties in, whatever you want to call it. If it doesn't work, go down the list. Open the menu back up. That recipe sucked. Let's try the next one. You're right. There are a lot of ways to skin the cat.
There's so many.
Yeah. Just start working your way through them. Don't overthink it. You're not going to know if it's right or wrong for you until you try it.
And then I'll find more people who want to have in-home parties.
That's right. And that'll be your sweet spot, and that's how you'll fill the rest of your year.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Anybody else? Yes, Tina, and then April.
Okay, watch parties. I'm confused about what those are. If they're live, I mean, I thought Amber was doing lives as watch parties, or, I mean, is it a mock party? I'm not, you know what I mean? It's like, are they live or what? I don't know.
Who does watch parties consistently? Does anybody?
I've just seen Amber do it.
Amber.
ATF is this shit. I couldn't afford it.
All right. Well, she. Oh, there she is.
I don't know what they're for. I don't do them a lot, but I don't know. I don't really know what the point of them is.
From what I've seen, oh, Michelle, go ahead.
I've done a couple of them. I don't do a whole bunch of them, but it's mainly what it is because it's your live that you've recorded. So you go into your live and you save it, and then you start a watch party with it. Sorry. And then the point of it is so that you have more views on your live, but you can see who's popping on and who's watching, so you can comment to them, hello, but kind of this interaction on your Facebook page. So that's the point of a live, of a watch party.
Yeah, and it also, I think it like reboosts your original content. So you could go back to a video that you did last year if it was really good. Like if you did like a unique foundation video or something like that, you could do a watch party for that. And to a lot of your followers, that's going to be new content. And then the idea would be that you sit there and you watch it through with the other people that are watching it, and you chat with them and you build stronger relationships.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Here's just a tip. I made sure that when I actually got the courage to go live about my why, I made sure that I saved that live. I made sure for a fact that I saved that live. And after I build up a little bit of rapport with the people that I'm talking about the opportunity with, I will actually, because I've yet to make a 3-minute video, because I can't quite figure out how to make a video properly with all the, cutting and editing and all that stuff. I'm not very tech savvy. So I'll actually say, I went live at one point and told people about my why. Would you be willing to watch this live? I mean, granted, it's like 20 minutes instead of 3, but I've actually sent that video, and I've done a watch party with it maybe twice, just so I don't have to do it again. And you can literally go on, and when you do a watch party, you can invite everybody on your friends list if you do it on your main wall. So that gets a lot of people that you can invite to see it, and they'll at least get a notification that you're having a watch party, and it'll pop up, and they have to open it to close it and not see it. You know what I'm saying? So
that's good.
It's just a tidbit that I used my why live and made sure I saved that, and I used that as a watch party before. So.
I love that. I think we should all definitely be trying them. I'm not as consistent at it, so I can't speak too much on it, but I definitely see a lot of other people doing it. So why not give it a chance? Let's see what happens.
Yep.
Does anybody else have anything they want to talk about in Joe business? Yes.
So I told you guys like last week that I joined that young business people of Sullivan County or whatever, that group, just to see what it was all about, what have you, young entrepreneurs or whatever. And now I've probably gotten like 5 messages about doing vendor events, and I've never done a vendor event. I have I went on Amazon today and I ordered the little sample brushes thing so they can try things on. But I will tell you, I have nowhere near the trunk that you and Holly have. That's for sure. I saw your vendor event set up. I have any kind of setup like that. I have nowhere near as much product to put out for people to sample. And I'm very nervous about whether I should commit to this or not, in fear that it's not going to be lucrative. I'm sure after a couple it will become lucrative, but I have a really big fear about that it's not going to be successful. And if I don't look successful when I start, what is it going to say about my business as a whole? If I don't look like I have my shit together, I kind of feel like maybe I shouldn't do a vendor event until I can present myself as knowing what I'm doing and having my shit together. And then I also, on the same token with vendor events, how do you feel about like orders? Is it more lucrative to get people's names and contact information, or is it easier to just have a couple of like iPads and what have you to have your website up? I don't know anything about vendor events at all. I'm totally in the dark, but I've had 5 people ask me to do vendor events probably every weekend from now till December.
Okay, so I know a couple of us have done vendor events. Michelle's done quite a few vendor events. Michelle, do you want to chime in and offer some of the things that you found have been successful?
I can't hear you.
Yep, you're muted. I unmuted you. There you go.
Okay. When I first started doing vendor events, I didn't have a lot of product. I mean, I was maybe like 3 months into this, and I was like, I don't know what I'm doing, but guess what? I went to Walmart and bought a black tablecloth for $5.
Okay.
I went to the dollar store and I bought like little purple tissue paper to kind of lay on the table for like decoration, right? To kind of pull it all together. I bought plastic, like taller plastic containers at the dollar store to put underneath the tablecloth so that my display had,
Layer.
height.
Yeah.
And I didn't have a lot of product, so I pulled out, obviously I did have all 5 eye palettes. That's all we had at the time. I put all 5 eye palettes out there, and this was all my product that I used. I didn't have extra product. I had like mascaras. And I put all my product out there. I bought, you can also get like mirror trays at the dollar store.
Okay.
So I used those as displays to put lip stuff on. And I had a questionnaire thing for them to fill out their name and all that stuff. I could, if they would let me friend them on Facebook right then, I did. That I could get that information. But my experience is that if they say they want to do a party, or if they say they want to do a Facebook party, or they want to order, try and get it right there. The first one that I did, I was the same way. I was nervous. I was like, okay, I'll contact you. I'll email you. And everyone that I emailed, I'd never heard back from. So it's important to get that information right there, that order you have. Do you have the Lash and Carry app?
I don't have an iPhone, so it doesn't work on my Android.
Oh, it doesn't?
No, the Lash and Carry, it's not for Android yet.
So do you have, well, you can still order. You can still access the internet.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. Should I try to like take my mother's iPad, take my son's iPad, take my other son's iPad, and then, have like 3 different iPads going where they can all like log into my site and, do what they need to do?
You could. I don't know if I would do 3, because if you have, I don't know how you would have them pay. I had them pay with Square. So I had the little thing that plugged into my phone so they could swipe their card. So I only have 1. So, it would be up to you. You would have to have that downloaded on all 3 iPads.
Yeah.
That's kind of.
I don't have a Square or anything like that. So.
Yeah, that's what I use. I bought a Square and use that. But you can do them. You can do them inexpensively and have your table looking like $1 million. You don't have to spend a lot of money to do them, but you need to make sure that you're looking attractive. Your display looks attractive. And like I said, I would definitely make sure that you have something there for them to do a drawing. Like give away a free makeover. If it's local, give away a free makeover. They don't have to know that it's really like a party. It could be a one-on-one or whatever. But definitely have something there, but definitely get the order. If they say they're going to order, try to get them to order right there.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And that's a great a great tip for like when people come up to my thing. I don't always have a lot of stock, and I can't keep everything in stock. I don't have like all the colors of the foundations and stuff like that. So what I do have is the ability to use my phone and order directly on my phone. And I can also order the samples. So that would be something to think about investing in, is the samples of the foundation and the samples of the mask. Those are some of the things that I give. Like if somebody buys something, I give them a sample of the mask as like a thank you. Like, oh, thank you for your order. You know, here's a sample of the mask. And then here's also my card. And if you're interested in buying this mask, I'm your girl. You know what I'm saying? So like in those
Well,
kind of environments, that is a great way to use your samples.
I definitely wasn't going to commit to any until I have my business cards, because I'm working on that right now. And I wasn't going to commit to any until I figured out, you know, kind of like how to do this. Like I was thinking to myself to have one iPad, because I have my son has the biggest freaking iPad you can imagine. But I was thinking about using that one to do the beauty guide. So exclusively, if people want to try the beauty guide, they can play with it like that and just show them like, oh, have you seen our beauty guide? Like, you can try this on right now, and then we can, you know, well, we can order it right now too, you know, like all you have to do is click, you know, the order button and, you know, kind of use one exclusively for that. But I don't know. I just feel like I don't have a clue what I'm doing.
Well, I know you said you don't have a clue. If you go into the Glam Squad under files, there is a vendor event checklist. So
Okay.
if you don't know where to start, just start with the checklist and just start.
I also had somebody ask me, do I have gift certificates? Because he knows his wife would never go on my site and order something, but he would like to give her a gift certificate and say, here, I already spent this money, like pick out what you want. But they can't do that because we have to order for them. You know what I'm saying? So is there any way that you guys have gotten around somebody wanting a gift certificate, or how do you even approach that? And what do you do with that? Because I do have a couple of men that have contacted me and said, I want to give my wife, you know, like a $50 gift certificate or a $100 gift certificate to buy makeup, because she loves your products, but she would never go on and spend the money herself.
Holly.
I've done gift certificates a lot at Christmas time, especially not so much at vendor events, but there's no reason why you couldn't. I just take their credit card and do the charge onto my PayPal or Square or whatever, pay here, whatever, I don't know, Venmo, whatever they have, take the money. And I actually have, I went on like, you can make one. I didn't feel like taking the time to make one. So I went on Etsy and I found a template for a unique gift certificate. And I bought the template for the gift certificate, and you can print them out and have them there and fill them out with their name and the information on it with your signature. And that's how I've done it in the past.
But then that person that received the gift certificate has to contact you in order to place the order.
And then they contact
So
you.
how do you make them know that's what they have to do?
Well, the husband or whoever buys the gift certificate from you, like I've had friends buy them for their other friends who know I know she uses Unique. I'm going to get her a gift certificate for her birthday. So I give them the gift certificate. Here's the gift certificate. I keep a note of who's bought gift certificates from me in my phone, like a note sheet or a reminder, or wherever you keep information like that. And then Amy or whoever gets the gift certificate, and Amy knows that she can contact me and spend the $50.
Okay.
And
well,
I
that
have
was what
the
I was wondering.
$50 earmarked, so I know that they already paid me for it, and then I go and order.
Well, that part I understand. It was just how you were letting the people know, like, say, like I've had like charity people approach me and say, do you do gift certificates? Can I put it in a basket that we're doing a drawing for? Like, what would I put on the gift certificate? Like, you have to
contact me for your order. Absolutely.
You know
put your card, staple your business card to it. Contact me for your order, or make your own gift certificates. And I wanted something fancy, so I bought a template on Etsy. It was like $5 for the template.
you could make little, like if somebody's asking you for a donation, you like, or something like that, you could include a $15, $10, $15, whatever you want to say, gift card, gift certificate with a catalog, maybe a sample of the foundation, a sample of a mask, so that now they're actually getting a packet so that they can really make an educated purchase of what they want.
All right.
So, and I would include your business card for sure.
Okay.
All
Next, Nancy.
right. She's muted.
You can unmute her, Anne-Marie. It's cool.
I unmuted Nancy. You got a question, Gara?
No, not yet. Oh, wait.
I know I heard you.
Oh, okay. Not yet.
You don't have any questions yet?
Not yet.
All right, girl. Well, if you have questions, you can message me or you can post them in the group or in the chat. April was just trying to bust your chops a little bit.
I know. I know.
Put the new girl on the spot. I've done that to many of my new girls.
That new girl is showing up every week. That's all that matters.
I'm trying.
You're doing great.
Showing up.
All right, you guys. Did anybody else have anything they want to talk about before we get off here? Because it is 9:10. Yes, Miss Rachel.
So I don't know. It's not really, maybe it's a question. So everybody's talking about the affiliate links, like, oh, affiliate link this, and affiliate. Okay. So I hate them. I think they're evil, but I'm trying to do them. So I had 14 people sign up. I told them, like, obviously they're like, oh, free mascara. How do I get that? So I explained it. They agreed, whatever. So I think it was in the influencer group. I'm not sure. It was put them all in a chat, and then each guy just post them in there, because then you can see if they, who sees it and whatnot. All of them see it. All 14 of them see, I put the verbiage. All they're going to put is their link, and I give a picture. Only like 3 or 4, I'm being generous, so maybe like 3 are actually posting it every day. And I feel like a greedy grabber because I want them all to be doing it. But at the same time, I'm like, my selling market right now is stale, like staler than a piece of bread left on the counter. So I've kind of been like more or less going into groups and trying to grow my market. And I feel like I'm cheating on the affiliate links, but they're just not like, I just wonder if anybody else is having either like the same situation going on or like better luck with them than I am. Because as soon as you say like, you've got to post something, they're like, I don't care if it's a free mascara or a free $100 bill, you get out of here. It's like,
Well, I have, I get them to agree to that first. I say, I'm not even going to create the link until you agree that posting for the next 10 days
right,
is something that you can commit to. If you can commit to that, then I can commit to whatever. And so I get their confirmation ahead of time. So I have had just a tiny bit more success by being very clear about what the expectations were and saying, can you agree to do this? Right? Like, don't pussyfoot around. Don't be all vague about it, but be very direct. This is what my expectations are. Can you agree to that? And you'll get some people that'll ignore you, some people that'll say yes, and even still, you'll get people who say yes and then don't do. And then what you got to do is become very strong and say, when they come back to you a few days later and they're like doing something, and be like, look, our agreement was for 10 days.
Right.
You didn't do it for 10 days. So, I mean, I asked something very small of you to give you something in return. Scratch my back, scratch yours, and make your peace with it. Not everybody is going to really want it. And I've had 4 affiliate links this week. 2 of them are working.
Yeah. And I feel like the ones that are working are the ones that are already super loyal customers, because they're like, we're on your lives every day. They've been there from the beginning. So they're already super loyal. Whereas I want more that are super loyal, or not super loyal off the bat, but at least, doing something, but they're already super loyal customers. So I'm like, of course I know you're going to do it, because I could ask you anything and they'd be like, okay. And I'm just like, damn it. Sucks.
Yeah. Well, you could also ask them if you could share it onto their wall. That's what Shay Lee does. Shay
Yeah.
Lee shares her videos and their link for them. Shay
Right.
Lee's like, I don't mind. I mean, if you're not going to share it, I'll share it on your page. You just let me tag you on your page, and
Yeah,
it's not quite as effective, and it's way more work for you.
yeah.
But I mean, if they're willing to let you do it, at least you're getting the exposure.
I feel like I did it that way before. Like when she first started talking about it, I did it. And do you feel like, I don't know, because I'm not good with that algorithm tech stuff. Do you feel like when you post it on their wall versus them posting it on their wall, there's a difference in how many people?
It's
Yeah,
not
see, I
as
feel like,
effective, but it's still a little bit effective, I think.
right. I just feel like is the amount of work you have to put. I mean, I guess any work to put in is worth it if you're putting in the work, but I
Yeah.
just wonder,
The return on your investment isn't as high
should I,
that route.
right, should I go towards something else that's going to, if I put in the same amount of work, return more?
Right. No, it
Well,
totally makes sense. I mean, you want to make sure that you're choosing your effort wisely and looking for the most productive thing that you could do with your time. I don't know if that's the way. You could, if you were doing it before and you weren't getting the results, it might mean that that's not the way. So
yeah, I had different people this time like go like, oh, okay, so maybe I'll next week flip it around and try it that way too and see, maybe it will work better.
maybe give it a try and let us know.
Okay.
Post it. All right, guys, it is 9:15. We are 45 minutes deep, and I want to call Uncle and take my arm behind my back and say I'm ready for some bed and some sleepy time. I love you guys. Have a great week. If you have any questions or need anything, you know where to find me. Until the next team call, love ya.